Hello there, friends and followers from around the world, and welcome to another live stream here on the Q8Pilot channel. I want to welcome all of you, HS Aviation Live, J340. We've got Stan and Fly Guy. Hello there, guys, and welcome to the stream. I'm very happy and delighted to be with you tonight here from this very cold winter night in Kuwait. It is freezing cold here today. Temperatures are kind of dropping, and they're going to continue to drop for the next few days here. So it's quite cold, and we're not used to this kind of cold weather here in this part of the world. So welcome everyone. Itch Bins, we've got Ricardo, MC Crew, Fish, Paul. Hello there, guys, and welcome to the stream. Today we are going to be flying a real-world scheduled American Airlines flight 2883 service from Kansas to Chicago O'Hare. Our approximate flight today is 1 hour and 15 minutes, of which an air time of about 52 minutes or so. As soon as we are airborne, I'm going to tell you guys about my content plan. There's quite a bit of stuff that I want to share with you guys. But first, I'm not sure here the jetway decided to just kind of, by itself, just remove itself from the aircraft. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop into the cockpit, and it's pretty foggy here in the cockpit. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring up Sim Toolkit Pro. We're going to take all the relevant information for our flight today, and the first thing I just want to make sure that we go to the config and make sure everything is in pounds for this flight. General config, everything's in pounds now, and then we're going to go to the fuel payload, and we're going to take a note of our fuel today for the flight, and it looks like we have about 14.5. So 14.5, 14.5, and that's our fuel, and we are going to go to the fuel page and call the fuel truck. Next, we're going to go to the payload, and we're going to enter the payload, and we're just going to take the payload information here, which is 39.5, and we're going to enter that here, 39.5. and enter, and so we've got everything here set in terms of our fuel and payload. All right, let's go back here, and we're going to start prepping up the aircraft. We're going to say start leg, and we are going to begin now setting up the aircraft. For some reason,
ladies and gentlemen, the boarding door is not closed. Flight attendants prepare doors for departure. Cross check, verify straps, stand by for all call.
All right. Okay, so let's take away Sim Toolkit Pro and let's start powering up the aircraft. We are going to turn on, we need to connect the ground power. So let's connect the GPU. And ground power is connected. Battery is on. And let's see here. We're going to do a few checks here. And check the cargo as well. And all checks good here. Let's head over to the overhead panel. Stall warning. All looks good here. All looks good there. And we're going to set this to nav mode. All right, we're done here. And we're going to go over to the overhead panel now. Let's go ahead and turn on the yaw damper. All's looking good here. All's looking good here. We're going to go ahead and turn on the emergency lights, are armed. Fasten seatbelt and non-smoking signs are now on. We're going to turn on the window heat. As you can see, the windows are pretty fogged up right now. So we're going to turn on our hydraulics. And let's see here. Our final cruise altitude today is 31,000 feet. Okay, welcome to everybody who just joined the stream. I'm going to go ahead and finish with the prep, and then I'm going to attend to the chat. So guys, just bear with me. And we're going to head over here to the glare shield, and we're going to set up our final cruise altitude to 31,000 feet, which is the final cruise altitude today for this flight. All right, flight directors can go on, and everything else looks good here at the moment. Let's cancel the master caution light, and we're going to head over to the FMC. Position initialization, we are at Kilo Mike. I keep getting this wrong. So Kilo Mike Charlie India. Kilo Mike Charlie India. Let's clear that. And that's Kansas. And we're going to go to the next page, grab the GPS position, and put it in the scratch pad. Routes. And we're going to go to Chicago O'Hare today. So Kilo Oscar Romeo Delta. And we are American Airlines Flight 2883 today. A real-world scheduled flight from Kansas to Chicago O'Hare. And we're going to go to departures. And we're going to be departing today runway 01 left through the Royal 9 departure, through the Bowden transition or Bodine transition, and then we're going to go to the routes page. We're going to go to next, and if we go and look at our flight plan here, as you can see, there is a direct to Lomé, and then it's the Binky 6 star into Chicago O'Hare runway 28 right. So let's go ahead and enter the transition here. All right, transition is now there. And the final thing we need to do is enter. We're going to go ahead and activate this. And we're going to go to the arrival. And this is the Binky 6 star into Chicago O'Hare. Let's see if we can find the transition. That's the transition. And then we're going to do an ILS approach runway 28 right. That's ILS 28 right. No transition there, so enter, and then we're going to go to the routes page. All right, let's go to the legs page now. And we are going to go to just make sure that there are no discontinuities. It looks like there is a vector to final. Let me just remove this here real quick. I am not sure what has happened, but I heard... let's see here. As if we lost power to the aircraft. No, everything looks still good. Okay. All right, so let's take a... Oh, what's going on there? Looks like the GPU isn't there. Yeah, I thought I heard something. That must have been a glitch. Okay, so... back here to the aircraft. Let's just go ahead real quick and take a look at our plan. And if we go here and step through, and if we look at our arrival, as you can see here, we are probably going, yeah, so it's vector to final after the Tony. We're going to make a left turn to intercept the localizer for runway 28 right at Chicago O'Hare. All right, we need to set this to, right, we're good now. And okay, so we can go ahead and put this on the map, and this looks good. We're going to go to performance now. There we go. All right, gross weight, we can just get there, and we can now look at our reserves. Let's see here. Final reserves, we are going to add the alternate with the final reserves 4.8, say 5, 5, and so 7.2. 7.2 for the reserves. The cost index is 5. And the cruise altitude is 31,000 feet. And let's get our cruise wind. So 280,080, 280,080. Average ESA is 3. Did I put 3? Okay. Transition altitude in the US of A is 18,000 feet. Execute. And then we're going to go to the N1. And we're just going to leave everything as it is here. It's perfectly fine. We're going to go to takeoff. And we're going to select flaps 5 for departure. And the center of gravity, 4.75 points for the trim. Trim is set. And here are our speeds. So V2, 149. We're going to set that here, 149. Right, 149 is set. Everything looks good here. Let's go ahead and set this to rejected takeoff, and we're going to start the APU. Right. In the meantime, we can go ahead and set the altimeter. So let's go ahead and take a look at the weather here. As you can see here, the weather at Kansas, we've got 0309, 9 knots wind. Visibility is 10, few clouds at 2,000, scattered at 1,000. Altimeter is 3025. Right, 3025. Is now set, and we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm not sure what's going on with the ground power, but it keeps disconnecting for some reason. Right, APU is available. Let's go to APU, and now we don't need to worry about the ground power. Okay. So let's see, with the APU, we're going to turn on the APU bleed on. Right, hopefully we don't need to worry about it. I'm not sure what's wrong with the GPU, but it keeps disconnecting. Hello there, Andrew. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to everyone who just joined the stream. Omar, how are you doing? User 454, hello there. Yeah, I'm not sure why the GPU keeps disconnecting, but yeah, we have APU power now, so we're not going to worry about it. All right, let's take a look here. Everything looks good here. Everything looks good here. All right, let's go ahead and anti-collision light is on. Position light is on. And we are ready. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the fuel pumps. And yeah, looks like we are good. 325, let's set that over here as well. Right, 325 is now set, and we are now ready. All right, let me just set my view here correctly. There we go. Alrighty, so we are going to call the pushback truck now that we have the APU running. Everything looks good. Flight plan is set. Let's set this to the Lex page and this to the climb. There we go. Alrighty, and we can now call the pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Alright. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Right, let's see, start
Ground
push.
to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Alrighty. Tow is driving up. We don't need the GPU for sure. So we're going to disconnect the GPU. And let's see here. Fuel truck is not there anymore. Alrighty, we are good now. And this is the passenger view here at the wing. Nice wing views there. All right. How long is this flight going to be? Well, it's actually a pretty short flight. It's about 45 minutes of airtime, so it's not that long.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Ah, is that why the GPU was disconnecting? Probably because the parking brake wasn't set. I have a problem with my rudders. I think it keeps. Let's just bring up some lights here, and we're going to do the same here while the tow is connecting. Let's see here. There we go. Panel. And by the way, I brought my old monitor, my 2K monitor for the stream, just so that to make sure that it's optimized. So I'm not using the widescreen for this stream, so that you guys can enjoy a better experience.
And bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
All right, we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to release the parking brake. And
starting pushback. And you may start engines.
All right, we have clearance to start our engines. Let's make sure the packs are
Quit
off.
blinding me with your landing lights. Oh. Turn them off.
Sorry. All right, it was. Looks like on my Alpha controls the light switches were all on. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead and start the engine number 2, and we're going to see the engine spooling now. All right, and we are good. Let's give it some fuel. You gotta love this Zibo Boeing 737. Right, looks like we have a good start on engine number 2. Let's go ahead and start engine number 1. But before we do so, we're going to come over here and we're going to make sure the pack is isolation valve closed, pack is off, and we're going to now start engine number 2. Engine number 1, beg your pardon. And we're going to watch.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right. Parking brake is set, and we're going to watch engine number 1 spooling now. Let's go ahead and turn on the TCAS before I forget it, like I normally do. Let's see. TCAS on TARA. And we can bring up some lights here to the cockpit. Right. Disconnect the tow. A little bit of light here as we depart. Alrighty. All's looking good. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, we forgot to give it fuel. Let's give it fuel. And...
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Right, flaps 5. All right, let's do the control check. Full up. Actually, let's do it from the outside so you guys can see it. There we go. Full up, full down, full left, full right, pedal, full right, and full left. All done. Flight control check is complete, and we are now ready. Hello there, Scott. How are you doing, my friend? Dougal, hello there, my friend, and welcome. Alrighty, we're going to turn on the turn-off lights, taxi lights, and anti-collision actually should have been on. Oh, I turned them back off, that's why. Alright, so we are looking good. Let's start the gens here. And now that we have both engines running, we can turn on the packs to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed is off. APU is off. And we can now turn on the pitot heat. And trim air. All is looking good now. Everything is configured correctly for departure. We're going to arm the auto throttle. We're going to release the parking brake and head over to the runway. All right, folks, we are ready to go, and we are taxiing now to runway 01 left for departure. If I'm not mistaken, that's the runway right there. The Zibo mod, in my view, is one of the best really add-ons for X-Plane, and the fact that it's free and constantly updated is just absolutely amazing. Right, we're going to put this one on the weather, and we're going to put this on terrain. You know what, folks? I am absolutely not sure. I believe that's our runway right there. Alrighty, we are here at runway 01 left. Alright, so we have clearance from tower. So let's go ahead and turn on. Taxi lights can go off, and strobes are on, and we are good to go.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
All right, cabin is secure. We're ready to go, and all is looking good.
Approaching 01 left.
Right, so we know we are on the right runway now, 01 left. All right, let's line up here, folks.
On runway 01 left, flaps.
I'm not sure why it complains about the flaps. Flaps are set to flaps 5. We are ready to go. And toga. Knots checked.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gears going up. Not sure what happened there, but we completely lost power. Huh. What the hell happened here? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I absolutely don't know.
Rotate.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Well, land in the field. Well, I honestly don't know what went on, but I have no clue what has gone wrong here. But we just completely lost all power to the aircraft. Oh boy. I absolutely don't know what has what went wrong. Yeah, it looks like we just lost all power to the aircraft. Wow, must have been like something wrong with the Zibo. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Should we start this again? No, fuel pumps were fine. Everything was fine. So I actually not sure. After the gear went up, yeah, everything just went crazy. All right, here's what we'll do. We are going to say new flight. And we are going to start at Kansas. We're going to put it here on the runway just to save time. We're going to say confirm, and we're going to start the flight. And hopefully we can set it up quickly and take off without problems. All right, so we are on the runway, and hopefully we won't face the same issues we faced last time. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn on battery emergency lights. So I'm going to try to very quickly start things up here. And we're going to start the APU, and hopefully we won't encounter the same issues. Let me make sure the lights are turned off, and there we go. All right, so we are going to head back over here once more, and we are going to go to the fuel, and before we do so, we need to go back to our configuration and make sure that it is in pounds. And we're going to head back to the fuel. The same problem is happening again. I'm not sure what is going on, but I can hear the clicks. All right, so yeah. All right, so let's head back here. Let's make sure the parking brake. Oh, it's the parking brake that doesn't want to set. All right, here's what we'll do. Ground services. We're going to set the chocks until we're ready to go. So now, yeah, now it's set for some reason. Okay, so we don't need the GPU. We've connected the APU, and we're just going to start on the runway.
01
and we're going to come back here. And is that the latest? Yes, that is the latest Zibo version. And we're going to head back to the fuel payload, and we're going to consult Sim Toolkit Pro again. Ooh, we lost the flight there as well. Oh boy, that's really bad, isn't it? All right, well, we can always, so that's what I've done, departure at Kansas, and then we're gonna go to Chicago O'Hare. There we go, and where is our flight? I can't even find, oh, that's the flight. All right, so let's see, 738.
Left, on runway.
No, that will do.
Left.
Let's say dispatch. And we are taking the Boeing 738. So that one will work. Generate plan. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We have crashed immediately after takeoff, which is something that, of course, we would not want to see in real life, but it is something that could happen. All right, so we're connected back to SimBrief, and we can take a note of our fuel, about 14.5, 14.6. So we're going to say 14.6 here, and hopefully we can call the fuel truck here and get start the leg. All right. So we are going to go back to the fuel now, and we're going to enter the payload information. And the payload information, according to SimBrief, is 38.4. So 38.4. And that is done. And we're good here. All right, let's go ahead and power up the aircraft. Let's see, APU is on. We're going to turn on the window heat, and let's see here. APU bleed can go on. 31,000 feet is set. All is good here. 31 here is set as well. We've got the cockpit lights, rejected takeoff here. All right.
On runway.
Let's set up our FMC
left.
real quick.
On runway. 01 left.
Random failures aren't. No, they're not really on, but I'm not really sure what happened. All right, so reference airport is Kilo Mike Charlie India, and we're going to select the GPS position. We need to set the IRS. Let's see here. There we go. All right. All right, so we can now set the position here, route. Thankfully, our route isn't a very long route, so hopefully this time we'll be able to depart with no issues. Flight number, American Airlines, doesn't matter, 2883 is the first one we were supposed to fly. And we're going to be departing runway 01 left through the Royal 9, through the body transition. Then we're going to go to the route, next page, and then it's going to be the, let's see here, direct to Lomi. Okay, so LOAMY, and activate and execute. Arrival is going to be through the Binky 6 through the Lomi transition, and we're going to be performing an ILS approach today, runway 28 right at Chicago O'Hare. So that is now set, and we can go to performance, cruise and reserves about 7.2.
On runway 01
Cost index
left.
is 5.
On runway
31,000
01
feet
left.
for cruise wind. I can't recall. So let's take a look here. 280.81. 280.81. And 3 for ESA. Transition altitude is done. Execute. N1 limit. Everything's fine here. Takeoff. Flaps 5. Center of gravity is not coming for some reason. All right, well, we can come always over here and put CG 25.9. So 25.9. And that gives us a trim of 4.75. That is set. All right. We are good to go once more, and let's put this here on climb. We've got the APU running already, so let's go ahead and start the engines. Everything looks good here, everything looks good here. All right, let's go ahead and start with the engine number 2. Turn on the hydraulics. Engine number 2 is now spooling, and hopefully we'll be able to do it without issues. Any chance in using a different aircraft? This one needs some maintenance. Absolutely, yeah. All right, so we need to set initial reference. Just let's make sure that we have 148 is set here. 148. It was really unfortunate. I'm not really sure what happened immediately after takeoff, but it was unexpected. And, you know, just imagine what would happen to a real-world pilot when something like that happens. It's just really incredibly distressing, even in a sim. Imagine just that happening in real life. All right, looks like we need to give it some fuel here, so let's do that. Fuel. All right, fuel is done. And we're gonna make sure anti-collision is on. All right. So flaps are already set, everything is set here, so we're fine there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the boarding door is now closed. Flight attendants prepare doors for departure. Cross check, verify straps, stand by for all call.
All right. Let's see here. Reverse screen simulations. Hello there and welcome. The good thing about the real world is it doesn't crash or lag. Yeah, well, that's also true. That's also true. All right, we'll put this one on terrain this time and put this one on weather. And looks like we have a good start. Let's go ahead and start engine number 2. We're going to make sure the pack here is on. Isolation valve is closed. Right, engine number 2, engine number 1 is now spooling. All right, let's go ahead and give it some fuel. Altimeter is 3029. And we're going to set it over here as well. Right, that is set. And now we have a, well, we'll just wait for the start. There we go. Engine mode selector to continuous. Huh. Why are the gens not working? Doesn't seem like the source is off. Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm not sure what's going on there. Well, we do have the engines running, so I'm not sure what's going on here. AP bleed is off. Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm not sure what is going on here. The gen bus off light is illuminated. Any ideas? Let's go to the electrical failures and see if there are... gee, I forgot where to go for the failures. Huh. It's in the aircraft menu. Okay, let's do here. Let's see. Failures. Systems. Electrical. Ah, failed. Why did that happen? Strange, huh? Nope. Not working. Oh well. Don't you just hate when that happens during a stream? Oh boy. Alright, let's see if we can find something here. Failures, fix all failures. Alright. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Alright. APU is off. And it looks like it happened from the previous flight. So we are good now. Landing lights on. Wings. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's do a final check, folks, before we...
Have a good flight.
Yaw damper is on. Everything looks good here. Everything looks good here and here. Pitos, hydraulics, engine mode selector to continuous. APU bleed is off. All the lights are in the right position. And we are now ready to go. Auto throttle is turned on. Rejected takeoff and flaps 5. And we are good to go. All right. Took us a while there, but we're ready to go now, folks. So fingers crossed. Let's fly to Chicago O'Hare. All right. TCAS is also set. We need to remove the chocks now. So let me go to ground services, remove the chocks. Alrighty. And parking brake is released. Toga. And hopefully this time it will work out. Fingers crossed, Dougal.
80 knots.
Checked some wind there.
D1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gears going up. I forgot to set the climb thrust, so we're good now. And it looks like it's going fine. Let's go ahead and turn. Just look at those clouds. By the way, SkyMax Pro version 5 was released as I was preparing for this stream. VNav, LNav. Ooh, finally, huh? Alright, let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. Autopilot is now engaged. Not sure what this aircraft is doing, but all right, let's take a look here. I think it's let's go ahead and put that there, execute. There we go. That's much better. All right. Ooh, flaps. Oh my God. This was a jinxed flight, I must say. All right, let's. Right, we're 5,000. Wait for a sale on the A300. Yeah, the A300, the I&I builds A300 is a great aircraft. The aircraft of the year for 2020 for sure. Man, those clouds look absolutely fantastic from the X-Vision preset, the Nordic Extreme preset. They look fantastic. Alrighty. So, let's see here. Everything here is set. We can put the engine mode selectors to off now. And we're going to make sure we have some panel lights here. It's gotten dark. Alright, and let's see here. Some panel lights there. Background lights. There we go. And this is already set. Panel lights there. All right, so we are continuing our climb now. We are at 8,000 feet after a horrendous start to this to this flight, but thankfully we've made it. Thank you very much, guys, for sticking around. I know it gets pretty boring when things like this happen pretty quickly. All right, let's go ahead and turn off our lights. Runway turn off lights and wing lights we no longer need. All right, everything else is looking good. 10,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and release cabin crew and our passengers. And we're going to begin with the in-flight service now. All right, so we're going to take a look here at some window views as well. Just look at that. Wow, looks really, really nice. Man, I tell you, this looks pretty good. All right, and back at the cockpit, we are still climbing to our final cruise altitude today of 31,000 feet, and all is looking good. I am using X-Plane Weather for weather generation, and I'm using the X-Vision preset, the Nordic Extreme preset for the sky color, clouds, reflections, shaders, all that good stuff. And that's, by the way, X-Vision version 2. So, SkyMax Pro version 5 has come out, and if you are a user of SkyMax Pro version 4, you should have already received a discount code in your inbox. So check your email. You should have received a discount code for SkyMax Pro version 5. Now, SkyMax Pro, and I believe they've also updated the real weather connector that goes with it. So if you have it, I think there is a new version there as well. It's got a lot of new features, so it's been built to be Vulkan compatible. It is still compatible with OpenGL, but I'm going to be checking it out immediately after the stream, and I'll make a video and give you my honest thoughts on SkyMax Pro version 5. Also, I was approached by the developer of On Air, which is kind of a tycoon program where you know, it's a job generation, but you're a CEO of your own airline company, and you know, you can set up jobs and things like that. So we're going to be doing a review of that on the channel very soon. Another thing, which is SkyPark, for exclusively developed for Microsoft Flight Simulator, is a job generation plugin or application for transition altitude setting. Right, bearer reference set to standard, 18,000 feet, and we're heading to 31,000. So yeah, Sky Park is a job generator for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been fiddling around with it. It is developed by a company called Parallel 42, and it has recently been made available through the Orbx Central. So Orbx has been really attracting a lot of partners to work with them, and so that is something else that we're going to be reviewing on the channel very soon. And if there is anything that you guys want me to specifically look at, of course, just send me a note, either through Discord, through email, or just let me know here in the stream. Right, so let's see what's going on here. Have you thought about using the free NOAA Weather plugin instead of default XP Weather Generation? Well, I'll tell you, I've used NOAA Weather for a very long time. It's a very good plugin, but I do have all the weather generation plugins. I have SkyMax Pro XP, I have FS Global Real Weather, and although they offer some things that are not available in X-Plane default weather generation, they are pretty much, the differences are so subtle that you would not notice them as you fly. So yeah, I mean, you still get very good weather with X-Plane weather, and you get several layers as well. So about 7, I think. So yeah, I mean, they all work in the same way in my view, and so I don't really bother running additional plugins while I run the simulator. When official. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the stream. We've got Brendan. Hello there, Neil. Welcome. Welcome really to all of you guys who joined the stream and who stuck around after the disaster crash after takeoff the first time. So yeah, I'm very glad that we were able to still pick up and take off and head over to Chicago O'Hare. You can see the sky colors looking pretty good. From Scotland, I want to visit Kuwait sometime. Well, hello there, my friend from Scotland, and you are more than welcome to visit Kuwait. If you do visit Kuwait, please do let me know so I can show you around. And Yasser, hello there, bro. I believe that's my brother there. So welcome. Please say hello to my brother. I think this is the first time he joins us here on the stream, so welcome. And thanks for the support. Stan, good training flight. Yeah, absolutely. Good afternoon from Toronto. Hello there, Richard, and welcome. Very glad to have you here. So yeah, so there's quite a bit of applications and some new things coming our way here in the flight sim community that I want to create some review. Definitely, I am definitely planning a SkyMax Pro version 5 review. I was just talking about it earlier before you joined the stream, Richard. So definitely it is something that I am excited about. So yeah, Kuwait, are you a Kuwaiti? Yes, I am. I'm a Kuwaiti national, born, raised, and educated for the most part in Kuwait. I received my graduate degree from the United States. I was in California for about 10 years. So yeah, I am definitely a Kuwaiti. Hello there from Denmark. Welcome, my friend. DM waiting for you after this stream. Okay. DM on, is it on Discord, Dougal? All right, I got your message, Dougal. Yeah. All right, we're making our turn now, climbing to 27,000 feet, and as you can see, this is the top of climb there. Oh, really? When you say we've got a perfectly good weather at Chicago, do you mean that it's going to be challenging weather, or that it's a clear sky? I actually did this flight just to kind of train myself on the approach into Chicago O'Hare, because I don't think that I've ever done a flight where I arrive into Chicago and I don't really know what to expect. So normally I train myself on the approaches, and I managed to actually pull a beautiful landing, although the weather was pretty bad. But I was able to pull really a nice landing, minus 147 FPM. Right on the, right on the spot. So it was a good flight. It was a good training flight for sure. We've got Rashid saying, was in Kuwait briefly last year. Lovely place. Took my best aviation photo there of the Golf Bravo Yankee Golf Foxtrot. Sadly missed the Landor 747, which came in the day before. Probably flew over my hotel. Well, I'm glad that you had a good time here in Kuwait, and if any of you guys ever make it to this part of the world, please make sure you give me a shout, and I'll show you around, and maybe I'll treat you to some authentic Kuwaiti food. So food is one of the best things in Kuwait. Whether you are into burgers or you're into, really the rice and all that good stuff, Kuwait is known to have the very best food in the world, I would say. So yeah, no shortage of food here. All kinds of restaurants, all kinds of authentic cuisines, and probably there are more restaurants than there is anything else in Kuwait for sure. All right, we're approaching our cruise altitude, so 31,000 feet. We're going to go to the passenger system, and we're going to announce to the crew and to the customers,
Cruise
passengers.
altitude expecting
There we go.
fairly smooth ride today. We have the seatbelt sign turned off, and while you're seated, we do ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened about you at all times in case you encounter unexpected bumpy air. And we do thank you for flying with us on American.
Guys, you gotta admire that sky color there. Looks absolutely fantastic. All right, so now we are at 31,000 feet. Everything is looking good here. We are gonna go to the FMC, and we're gonna take a look at let's see, first of all, for top of descent, we are about 141 nautical miles from the top of descent mark. Using reserve fuel, not sure why, but okay. Steep descent, You know what, we didn't check the flight plan after the disaster, did we? All right, let's go to the legs page. Let's step through here. That's the top of the descent. I think it's pretty much the same, isn't it? Yeah, we should be fine. We'll take our time descending to 2200, which is the platform altitude. But other than that, I think we should be fine. So yeah, so all is looking good here. Let's switch this back to map. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see here. Would like to visit Kuwait and UAE sometime. I've been to Qatar several times for work, and it was a great time when we got to explore Doha. Well, I'll tell you, if you enjoyed Doha, you will definitely enjoy Kuwait and the UAE for that matter. Kuwait is probably a little more cosmopolitan than Doha is. It's definitely more lively. Still a very small country with a very small population. So it's the whole country is probably smaller than Los Angeles. So yeah, it's a very small country, but there is plenty to see if you're in the region, and definitely Dubai is a great place to visit again. Even one of the most cosmopolitan in the Middle East. They've got definitely so many things to do, a lot of activities to do. Anything you can think of is available in Dubai. So yeah, if you guys are in this part of the world, do give me a shout. I did meet one of my college friends in Dubai. He happened to have some business there, so he was there with his wife. He flew from the States to Dubai, and I met him there I think in 2019, about 2 years ago. So it was a really fun time, and we went, camel riding, and it was really fun. So there's definitely a lot to do in this part of the world for sure. So cool that I am in O'Hare at the same time you're flying. Oh, that's cool. I bet it's a million times cooler than Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles is, I like Los Angeles. I like definitely Santa Monica. I used to have a friend that used to attend a USC. So I used to visit Los Angeles quite a bit back when, during college days. In my last visit to Los Angeles, I've seen that it has really changed a lot. More probably of the affluent folks live now in LA. Things have changed. But definitely a fun place to be. Can I have a look at the view you land in? Well, this is pretty much the view that I land in. I mean, maybe slightly there. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yep. Let me save this view here. And we're good. There we go. Right, we're looking about 105 nautical miles before top of descent, so we're still looking good. And maybe it's time we switch to external view here and take a look. There we go. Nabil, hello there, my friend. I haven't been keeping up with the chat today. I think I've missed a lot of things, and that was due to the crash, and then I had to very quickly go and prep the aircraft again for departure. So I like living in Chicago, and I absolutely love O'Hare. I was bummed when Atlanta took over the world busiest. Yeah. What graphic enhancement do you use? Well, currently I'm using X-Vision with the Nordic Extreme preset, but that's pretty much it. So it looks like it's going to be a night arrival into Chicago. Is this, yes, it is X-Vision version 2. Yes, that is correct. .91 nautical miles. All right, so we're not too far now from Chicago, and just by the looks of it, we are going to make a. We're going to head towards the sea, and then we're going to make a left turn to intercept the localizer for runway 28 right at Chicago O'Hare. So guys, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to fly at night in the simulator or during daylight? I kind of prefer daylight, but I know a lot of you guys, prefer flying at night. But I'd be interested to know what you guys think. What do you guys prefer? Is it? Well, it's not. We're not tracking real time here, but if you guys like, I can definitely change the time. Doesn't bother me a bit. I prefer daytime 100%. Okay. Well, if you guys want me to change the time, your wish is my command, so just let me know. I prefer day, but night is fun sometimes. All right, well, you know, I'll meet you guys halfway. Maybe we'll set the time. You know, we can do this, so we can do this in the sim. How about that? All right. We'll just leave it there. Isn't that cool that you're able to do this? Can you make it pitch black? Flying over the lake at night is amazing. Yes, it is. Do you have the Chicago scenery from the Jaworski design? No. So the scenery I have is that of Nimbus version 3, which is absolutely amazing scenery by Nimbus Simulations. So that is the scenery that I have for Chicago O'Hare. Very good, very good scenery, really, of Chicago. Do you have the scenery? Yeah. Right. So, by the way, I'm not sure why I'm not getting the alerts on. I'm not sure if people are subscribing, but I'm not getting any alerts here in the chat from the Streamlabs. And I actually am not sure why. Both the Chicago City Airport and scenery by DD is real amazing. Yeah, well, Jaworski, whatever his name is, has some really amazing scenery. Even the Seattle scenery is pretty good. So definitely, all the scenery that he's made is absolutely stunning. Right, here's what things are looking like here from. There we go. Co-operations need you to find the difference between this picture and Q8. I don't get you, Omar. Sorry. Not sure. Something did subscribe and I saw a notification appear over the stream. All right, so let's see here. So we are still at 31,000. We're coming up to our top of descent in 49 nautical miles or so. So let's go ahead and set up for our descent and approach into Chicago. We are going to reset the MCP altitude to our platform altitude of 2,200 feet. So 2200 is set, and we are going to head over here and take note of the ILS frequency and the course. So ILS frequency is 111.10, and we're going to set that over here, 111.10 set, and it looks like it's set here, but just to make sure, 111.10 is set. And we're going to set the course, which is 273 on both sides. 273 is set. And let's take a look here. We're going to do flaps 30 and 148, 153 for our approach speed. And that is now set. Legs page. And we should start the descent in about 38 nautical miles or so from now. So we are getting closer to our destination. The new SkyMax Pro version 5 came out today. Yes, absolutely. I am planning a review as soon as I fiddle around with it and kind of evaluate all the new features, and then I will post a video and let you guys know what I think of it and whether it is worth the investment or not. And for those of you who have SkyMax Pro version 4, you should have received a discount code for version 5, which promises, by the way, dynamic clouds. So let's see. I'm excited to actually go and download it and play with it. And then, of course, you can always expect a Q8Pilot review to let you know whether it's worth the money or not. So stay tuned for that. Just an FYI, KORD does like 40 nautical mile finals when over the lake. It's really cool seeing just how big the lake is when you're in the middle of it. And there is a passenger view for you guys. Oh, really? So there is a bug with SkyMax Pro version 5 and XP Realistic. Ah. Well, thanks for the heads up. All right, let's see where we are now. We are 11 nautical miles from top of descent, so we should begin the descent momentarily. And as you can see, the speed is down about 250 knots. That's the top of descent mark. If we reduce our, there we go. So that's the top of descent right there. This is the latest version of the Zibo mod. So if you go and download it, it's really it's the latest one with the latest updates as well. And we should begin the descent here at the top of descent momentarily. 3 nautical miles before we begin. And there we go, we just hit the top of descent mark, and we will now, as you can see, the aircraft has begun the automatic descent. One of the things I like about Boeing is that, you know, as soon as you reach the top of descent, the aircraft automatically descends, provided that, of course, you've reset the MCP altitude, as opposed to Airbus, where you need to actually hit that button to make the aircraft begin the descent at the top of descent mark. So a little bit of differences between the two, but I always prefer Boeing over an Airbus. That's just my preference. I'm not sure what you refer to as the gazebo mod, but it says Zibo mod. I'm not sure if you're referring to the aircraft or something else. Yeah, it is the latest one, 3.45.14. That is correct. User 454, you're most welcome. Thank you for being with us here on the stream. I understand that you need to go, and if it's good morning, so good morning to you. If it's good evening, good evening. Stay safe, my friend, and hopefully we'll see you here next time. Right, folks, we are now descending. I'm going to extend the speed brake here. It says drag required, so we need to decrease our speed. And we're going to just take a quick look at Sim Toolkit Pro. Here you can see the progress, but I want to see the weather at Chicago O'Hare. 310, 9 knots, visibility 10, few clouds at 3000, altimeter 3014. So not too bad for our approach into Chicago. Should be okay. Those sky colors are just fantastic. Now it looks like the sky colors in SkyMax Pro version 5 are also new, so it remains to be seen really. Alright, let's go ahead and announce the descent here. And we're going to turn on the seatbelt signs. I like to imagine the speed brake lever is a handbrake lever. Yeah, it's that's pretty much what it is, yeah. MSFS is unplayable now. Why? Not sure why. Was there a glitch of some sort? It says there are a few clouds. I'm looking out my window and see nothing but blue and sunny skies. Oh, really? This is Xvision? Yes, this is Xvision. And I keep hitting the K button so that, you know, we keep it at dusk as we arrive into Chicago O'Hare. CTD every loading screen. I've never had any issues with CTDs with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've actually done a couple of flights today in Microsoft Flight Simulator in the morning, early in the morning, and it was perfectly fine. Ooh, I think we need to... There we go. Alright, let's take a look here, 21,000 feet, and okay, so yeah, we're not too far now. We're looking good. I wish the Zibo 7000 comes to MSFS. The graphics on ASUS with RTX 3090 are beyond amazing. Yeah, so that's what I have. There is, according to what I've read in the news, there is a 737 coming out for Microsoft Flight Simulator, as well as an A380. So the same folks that are doing the Airbus 320 fly-by-wire are working on a A380, and I'm really excited about that. And it's probably going to be, you know, a really a high fidelity aircraft. Just looking at their work with the Airbus A320, they released, I think, a few screenshots of that aircraft, so it looks pretty good. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully the project won't get abandoned or anything like that, but yeah, it looks like this aircraft doing some strange things. So let's extend the speed brake. Alright, we're coming up to the transition altitude momentarily here. of 18,000 feet. All right, let's go ahead and let's see here. Barrel reference set to 3014. And the same thing here, 3014. All right. Looking good. All right, I'm going to switch this one to weather here and switch this one to terrain and decrease the rain, so here we can see a lot better here our flight path into Chicago O'Hare. Speed brake is armed. Okay, there we go. All right, much better. Marion, hello there, my friend, and welcome. Joe, how are you doing, my friend? Am I a CRJ fan? I like the CRJ, to be honest. I like the one that was developed for, I like the Aerosoft CRJ, and I do like a lot the one that Javier Roland did for X-Plane. It's just that it hasn't received really any updates. I've had some issues with it in the latest version of X-Plane. So hopefully it will get updated. I think that project is pretty much abandoned. But hopefully, you know, we'll see something soon. I know Aerosoft are working on the CRJ for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but they've delayed the release of that aircraft. So it's going to take some time before we see it. Change the view of the plane. All right, let's see here. Let me get so. We'll cycle through the views that I have. You can see the beautiful lights here as we approach Chicago. We're back into the passenger view here. Are you still going to do P3D videos? I'll tell you, I've actually downloaded P3D version 5 with the latest fix. I've ran it and I just couldn't, you know, couldn't really be patient enough to go and download all the add-ons again. So I don't think that I'm going to go ever back to P3D, to be very honest. Although there are some really very good add-ons for P3D, such as the PMDG and the Aerosoft aircraft, A2A, I'm sure those will, with time, be available in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So until then, no P3D for me. The add-ons I'm using, so for the ground textures I'm using short final, global, whatever terrain, whatever the name is, next gen terrain, and then for the sky color, the clouds, and the reflections and shaders, I'm using Xvision version 2. All right, folks, we are down to 12,000. I think we need to extend the speed brake yet again to reduce our speed. And I believe there is a restriction at 12,000 feet. We're not too far from the airport. So, yeah, there is definitely a restriction here. And this is the top of descent from 12,000. So there is restriction here, and then we should be able to descend to 2,200. I am going to keep 2,200 until, so after we make the turn here, I'm going to just continue to fly that route until we hit the 2,200, and then this is the airport, and then we're going to head to the airport and intercept the localizer for runway 28 right at Chicago. I tell you, this scene looks pretty nice. And of course, my FPS is much better for both Microsoft Flight Simulator and X-Plane since I moved to my old 2K screen. So I'm getting like a substantial increase in performance. And the reason I did this is because two things. One is that the streams would not come in an optimized resolution. So a lot of people have complained, even in the last video, that they were unable to see the screen because of the settings. So I've decided to, you know, switch back to the 2K screen, and I'll use the ultra wide for something else. It is set up on my old PC now. Yeah, the sky colors in this preset are pretty good. Yeah, I do like them a lot. Right, so this is the restriction. If we look here, you can see, let me just zoom in real quick. So you can see here that that's the end of restriction, 12,000 feet, and then we're going to begin the descent. We're going to go all the way until we hit the 2,200 feet mark, which is our platform altitude. We are then going to make a left turn to intercept the localizer for runway 28 right at Chicago O'Hare. We look at Sim Toolkit Pro. As you can see, we are almost there now. Let's see here. And by the way, this is the latest version, version 6.61 of Sim Toolkit Pro. That's the airport right there, as you can see. Really a brilliant program, and the new features are absolutely phenomenal. Just really, this, I can't believe that this is for free. I mean, it is a donationware, but you don't have to donate anything to use the application. It is by far one of the best I've seen. Works for P3D, X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really a very well-made program. Alright, we're still here at 12,000 as we approach the end of the restriction here, and then the decel point right there. Please show... Oh, thank you very much, Dougal. Appreciate it. Does your Sunny have KORD's new runway 27 center, 9 center open the first of this year? It's 11,000 feet long. I'm not sure, but we can check once we land. I believe this is this scenery is version 3, so it should have the latest. This is the Nimbus simulation scenery. And it's gotten some updates, so I assume that yes, that they are included, but we'll see once we land. Right. Some external views there for you guys. I'm going to decrease the, so we're going to zoom in now, and here's our turn. And we should begin the descent again right here from 12,000. There we go, that's our turn. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Chicago O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world. And we can see there's an aircraft there heading over to the runway as well. Yeah, I do like the bare metal American livery. It's one of the best, really. There is one for the Fly JSIM 727, which looks absolutely phenomenal. Right, we are looking good. All right, so we are approaching now the, we've passed the restriction point now, and as you can see, we're going to begin the descent now to our final platform altitude of 2,200 feet. And we are going to begin the deceleration momentarily as well. That's the airport right there. You see the lights popping. Still, I mean, you see this problem in X-Plane. You see the lights start popping in the distance there. So you see the lights far in the distance, but then in order to get all of them, you have to wait as you approach the area, and then you see them just popping out, which is not very realistic. It kind of ruins the immersion if you ask me, but that's fine. All right, we're approaching 10,000. We're going to go ahead and turn on the landing lights. And let's see here. Landing lights are on. Let's turn on the logo light, wing lights. And of course, the speed has to be below 250, below 10,000 feet. So we are, as you can see now, descending to about 240. And we're aiming for 2,200 feet now for the platform altitude. I'm going to go ahead and set our heading. There we go. And let's switch to external view. And that's what X-Plane looks like during this time of day here in this region. Do you have extended night lighting that can help with the running? No, I don't use the extended night lighting. It really kills FPS, so I'm fine with it. I mean, I just wait for the lights to kind of regenerate in the area I'm flying in. Doesn't bother me too much. Right, looks like we are at 250 here. All right, so there is another decel point here. So we're going to allow the aircraft to pass this point here so that we can decel and also lower our altitude. And then we're going to start making the turn into back into Chicago O'Hare. So the airport is all right. So what I'm going to do as soon as we pass this point is we're going to reduce our speed. We need to actually extend the speed brake here a bit, and we need some lights here. So let's turn on. Let's turn on the floodlights. There we go. All right, folks, I think at this point we are going to start reducing our speed. So let's do 210 knots. All right, I'm gonna leave the speed brakes extended. Alright, we are looking good now in terms of our altitude. We continue to decelerate the aircraft. And as you can see, the localizer is actually active. So we should actually start reducing our speed to 180 knots. Right, still looking good. And as soon as we are at this mark here, we're going to begin our turn. And to do what we're going to do is the following. So as soon as we pass, we're just going to select Atom, and we're going to replace it with the vector since we don't have ATC in this flight. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to come down here. We're going to select this waypoint, replace it with that. Let's see, let's try that again. There we go. Enter, and there we go. And now we're going to reduce our speed to 180 knots. There we go, 17, alright, 180 is fine. Alright, speed check, flaps 1. And approach. And we're heading back now to the airport. All right. We are going to arm the speed brake. And reduce our rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute.
Thousand to go.
2,500.
All right, we are looking good, folks, and we are almost there now. The airport is right ahead of us, and that's the runway over there. And again, 2200 is our platform altitude, and we're going to set the brake to 2. Beautiful. All right, so this is 2200 feet, folks, and old's looking good now. Speed check, flaps 5. Alright, we're going to reduce our speed here to 171 knots, and we're going to keep it there, and we're going to stay at this altitude, speed, and flap setting until we are established on the approach and the glide slope is active. Yeah, we're a bit too low, but we're fine. You can see here the localizer needle moving towards the center line. Right, engine mode selector to continuous. Not sure why it's so dark here. Right, and autopilot 2 is engaged. And the runway is right ahead of us now. We should be there in no time. That's runway 28 right, and we are almost there now. Right, final check. Speed brake is checked. Flaps 5, auto brake to 2, engine mode selector to continuous. Let's turn on the runway turn off, taxi lights, all the lights are on, and we are ready now. Approach is selected, and we're going to maintain our speed until the glide slope is active. All right, we can see the needle started moving now. 153 is the final approach speed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 1 dot here. We're going to select flaps 15, and we're going to reduce our speed to 153 and select gear down. Flaps 25, flaps 30. Not sure why this aircraft isn't doing what it's supposed to do, but it looks like it's correcting itself now. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take over, because this is not looking good.
Too
1,000
high.
feet stabilized, Mr.
Too
Bridge,
high.
altitude set.
Approaching 28 right.
All right, we've corrected the, I'm not sure why it did not, you know, do what it's supposed to do.
400.
All right, let me bring back the
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30,
Long landing. Long landing. 3,300 meters remaining. Caution on
Wow.
taxiway. On taxiway.
Not sure what happened there with the rudders. Whoa. Right, manual braking. I really am not sure what happened there with the rudders as we touched down, but that wasn't very nice. But yeah, it was an okay landing, I think. I think I might have hit the wrong. I think I hit left rudder instead of right rudder. The position of the rudder on the floor isn't very good, so I think it was my mistake. And yeah, but the landing itself I think was pretty good. I'm not sure if you guys got the landing rate, but we'll take a look momentarily here, and we'll see the landing in just a second. Just look at the beautiful lights here at the airport. Looks fantastic. All right, let's retract the flaps. Those lights look absolutely stunning. Very temperamental. This is again the scenery that you see here of Chicago O'Hare is that of Nimbus Simulation Studios. In my view, it's a beautiful rendition of the airport. The gazebo, yeah. No landing rate. We'll take a look just in a second here. We have Sim Toolkit Pro, so we'll be able to take a look. Now this is the looks like this is the Delta terminal, but we're just going to go ahead and find a spot here and park the aircraft. It's a very huge. It's a huge airport, Chicago O'Hare. So, and I'm not very familiar with you know, all the parking spots, so we're just going to find a suitable spot for our plane and park it there. Well, it looks like we can park over there somewhere. That should do. We're not in the right. It's a United, looks like it's a United spot there, but that's fine. Alrighty. Let's set the parking brake and let's take a look at our landing. It's too far off. I think that's good.
2,500.
There we go. All right, here we go. Definitely, we were too high on the approach. I'm not sure why the glide slope didn't work the way it should be. It was pretty windy as we came into land. Shouldn't be too bad. I believe it was 306, 9 knots. So it wasn't too bad. Oh, come on. All right, let's take a look here. That's the steer to the left from the rudder pedals. Let's take a look at the landing rate. So according to SimToolkit Pro, the landing rate was recorded at -128 FPM. So it was a good FPM, although upon touchdown we kind of steered to the left, and that's probably me hitting on the right rudder pedal because it's not positioned correctly here on the floor where I'm sitting. So all in all, I think it was pretty cool. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the stream. American Airline Terminal 3. I'm not really very familiar with Chicago O'Hare, so I think it's fine wherever we park the aircraft. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning in today. I hope that you've enjoyed this stream as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. And there's a lot of content coming up on the channel, including SkyMax Pro version 5. SkyPark for MSFS on air, which is again a Tycoon application that works with all flight simulators. So lots of content to come, and of course, as usual, you can expect my honest opinion on these add-ons, and I will be sure to let you know if it's worth your investment or not. Until next time, folks, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in today. And bye-bye for now.